tells me Jack Cooper is not the most observant nurse. Aside from what I consider to be pretty big plot hole, Anything for Love is absolutely beautiful. I'm a big fan of Hallmark films, and this one is no exception. This was released in 2016, directed by Terry Ingram, written by Barbara Curry, stars Paul Greene as the aforementioned Jack Cooper, and Erika Christensen as Katherine Benson. We also have Ellie Liebert as her assistant Debbie, and I love her energy. I think she's a fantastic character, so full of enthusiasm, and she just brings any scene to life that she's in. But the film is primarily about Katherine and Jack. Both set up online dating profiles. Katherine is actually the president of a company. She's set to inherit, of course, everything she and her father has created once he steps down. She is very, very successful, but she's fed up of dating people and then finding out that really they're more interested in who she is as a businesswoman and her status in life rather than who she is as an individual. So she puts on her dating profile that she's an executive assistant. Jack lets his friend set up a dating profile for him, and unbeknown to him, he actually completely lies about what his name is. Well, half lies about what his name is. He knows that he's saying that he's a doctor rather than a nurse, because apparently there's this negative connotations about being a male nurse rather than a doctor, which I don't understand. So he makes himself look better than other people may think he is, whereas Katherine does the opposite, and they both develop this relationship foundationed on lies. And you're basically waiting to find out who's going to discover something first and how will this resolve itself. And if the truths are ever revealed, will they ever be able to make it work after that? When one person starts a relationship on a lie, usually not good stuff. But when two people are doing it, not something I've seen done before in a film, and I was pretty quite excited to see how that panned out. I genuinely enjoyed it. It's full of surprises. The action is very different. They go bowling in one scene. They're at a lovely cabin. Beautiful scenery, gorgeous, always something engaging to look at. Both of the protagonists are really likable until one point, which I might discuss as a spoiler, but I will not do that yet. But they're both really engaging, and I really wanted the best for them. They both had the right intentions. As I said, Debbie as well as a protagonist, as a supporting character, I loved. I thought she was brilliant. The narrative develops really well. The pacing is really good. It's very well shot. We do have an antagonist character. I won't say who they are, just in case it's not immediately obvious. But they are a bit of a snake, and I loved to hate them. I kind of wanted to punch them, but I loved to hate them. It's really good, really thoroughly enjoyable, not as cliche as one might expect. Brilliant characters, absolutely delightful, thoroughly recommend. It's currently on Amazon Prime. And the spoiler, the plot hole is a big spoiler. Well, actually, I suppose you could learn this without actually ruining the main point of their relationship, but I'm going to just put it as a spoiler warning from now. So, when Katherine, under the guise of Debbie, tells Jack that she's just had a phone call and that her father is in the hospital, fair enough. At no point does Jack realise that the patient he is treating, Mr. Benson, has anything to do with the place of work where his girlfriend, Debbie, who we know is actually Katherine Benson, works. And he knows that she works at that company. And he knows that her father is at that hospital. So I'm not sure why he never twigs or never even puts a connection that her father's there. And why did he never once ask to see her father or ask how he was doing? There's just a lack of interest from him in that character, and I feel like it's a plot hole they should have ironed out. I don't know how, off the top of my head, I don't know how they could have fixed it. Maybe just not making him the nurse that treated him, but at the same time that was kind of integral for their relationship. Maybe him not knowing his name, if he met him when he was passing by and talking to another nurse, I don't know. You could flesh this out for half an hour and come up with something decent, but it was just a bit of an oversight, because Jack otherwise seemed like a really compassionate, interested, enthusiastic, curious individual, and that one plot point basically eradicated all of that. So that was unfortunate. And the only thing I can think of is that she did give him a different name of what hospital her father was at, but I don't know if it's just one was its official name and one was the kind of colloquialism, and he was then getting ready to take her there. So I don't know. I'm overthinking it, but it just made me question how well that part of the narrative was fleshed out. But ultimately, Anything for Love is an absolute delight. I thoroughly adored it. It may not be my all-time favorite Hallmark film. In fairness, there are a lot of strong contenders for that title, but I thoroughly enjoyed it all and absolutely recommend it.